Welcome to Bottom Line Sports Talk. I'm George Abraham. You know my partner Albert Cameron. Look at our local segment. We've had a lot of things going on. We've had a pretty good spring. Uncle Weather, whatever they call Mother Nature, was pretty good early, and then lately she's getting angry.
And we knew it was coming. All the people were saying, wow, what a spring we've had.
Oh, yeah.
Coaching track for all those years, I've been involved with good, bad, and mediocre, but there's always some bad period. It just hit, and but people overall should be happy with the spring weather. Let's look at softball. Ursuline suffered their first loss to Louisville, a tough loss. And then the next game, they played the top-ranked school in Division IV and defeated Strasburg Franklin, Georgia. And I wanted to say that I always look for those teams that can they handle the adversity? Can they bounce back after something? Like you're undefeated. You want them undefeated?
And then 5 in the bottom of 7th. You
Yes.
think, you'd call your infield in and say, ladies, we need one out. Now, who's going to catch? What I go out and say, hey, you're to the pitcher. Can you get us one out?
Yep.
Tell me, and then say to the girls, are you going to make this play?
Right. It was a tough loss.
5 in the bottom of 7th?
Tough loss. But more importantly, they came back the next game to beat the #1 team. And that was what I want to hit on hard. Mm-hmm. That sometimes, many times, not sometimes, one loss leads to 2 losses because you lose the same game twice. You're thinking about that game you lost, and all of a sudden you say, why did he play such a bad game the second game?
No, we've seen that football forever. We'll point them out. We've pointed them out.
Many times. In basketball, too. In college basketball, you lose on Thursday night. There's a good chance you're not ready to play on that Saturday. It's just the truth of the matter that you lose twice for one loss because you can't get it out of your system. Well, Ursuline proved that they're going to have a really good shot to win it all by bouncing back and winning that big game. McDonald, Bricallo, another career milestone with a 1-0 win over Jackson Milton. 19 strikeouts, reached the 500 strikeout mark. Congratulations to Bree as she moves closer to leading McDonald to a great year. I think they're 15-3 now, George, and it seems like McDonald's good in a lot of things.
500 strikeouts is a lot of strikeouts.
Yeah, you talk about. We always talk about girls softball has an advantage over boys baseball.
Absolutely.
Because the same girl can pitch, and that same girl, if she's a dominant pitcher, George, I don't care what you're doing to the other team, you're going to struggle winning. Because when you strike out somebody 19 times,
that tells you she
2 balls in play, I don't think you're going to lose many games.
They can't hit it. I watch ACC softball a lot on the weekends, and the pitchers just, I see Boston College. Honest to gosh, it looked like a pickup team, like you drove around and picked up girls. Said, let's get down to the field.
Think about it, those are all Division I players.
Then you watch Clemson. They've only had softball 2 years, and they're just whacking.
Yeah, down south. Out west and down south, you get that weather and you get that softball play all year. It's hard up here.
No,
the Pitts of the world, the Boston Colleges.
I look at the games, and I always look to see how many games they played, and I was amazed at how many of the northern schools had played a lot of games.
Because the weather's been good.
Yeah. I always tell you when we're talking on a radio show, I think it's a commitment. Getting the field ready, having that ever dry or whatever. In other words, we're playing today. And as a coach, that's what you want. I judge it, the commitment, like when we have stats here and we're looking at baseball and softball, the first thing I look at is how many games they played, because it tells me the school is committed to getting the game or not committed.
Right. And a lot of schools, the coaches have to do the field themselves.
Oh, jeez.
We're talking high school. A lot of schools that have a janitorial crew, maintenance crew that's outstanding. They'll say, we'll do some of the stuff for you. In college, it just comes down to the administration say, get that thing ready. They have enough workers.
What you need, you and I have spoken, it's same as admissions in D3 schools. You need a athletic-friendly person in that position. And we've talked about that. Like we had a buddy, a coach at Slippery Rock High School, and he was going to Moon, and we teased him and said, you won't be cutting the grass at Moon.
Right.
Someone's cutting the grass.
Yeah,
but better win.
You have to win behind it, no question. Talk about winning. Matthews football coach Jim Nikula has definitely won. Reaches 200 wins, the 10-0 win over his record of 247. Outstanding. They're 20-4 this year at Matthews. I laughed when I saw a picture of him hadn't got a haircut over a year, really long hair. Looks like
Wouldn't affect me any.
Looked like one of the girls.
We can do that. We can get away with that. But no, that's
He looked like one of the girls sitting in the picture.
247, not bad.
But that's a great career for Jim. We looked at the baseball pairings, and Canfield and Jackson Milton are the number one seeds from their coaches in their respective districts. Canfield 15-0, Blue Jays 11-2. So both teams coming in as favorites. Good luck to both of them as they try to dominate the baseball playoffs. Bernard Scott popped up in our local again. Remember, he took over the Campbell program after being a head coach at Detroit Mercy, and now is taking over the Ursuline girls program. And it looks like he wants to stay involved in the area. I know one thing: if he can coach at all, he'll win at Ursuline.
It's the same job getting players.
Yes,
that he
exactly.
couldn't do at Mercy.
Yep.
It's what it comes down
Yeah,
to.
he'd be a good recruiter.
And to be blunt, the other schools probably aren't.
No, it's not even close. Not even,
So
yeah,
he has
all
an
we have to
advantage there.
all we have to look is St. Vincent St. Mary's.
Yeah.
Struthers comes in
I
undefeated.
felt sorry this year for Struthers.
Yes.
I know what a great job
all you
they've
gotta
done.
know.
We know what a great
And
team
Struthers
is.
has a couple move-ins too. They did have a couple come
Yeah,
in, but nothing like.
No.
Still local move-ins.
Yeah.
Not when their best player comes from Columbus.
One year they were from down south.
Yes,
Poor guy at Poland, he quit talking about it.
it's the truth.
You know, I mean, it's what can you say?
YSU men and women's, we talked about this. Their track and field team is just unbelievable. They win the 2021 Horizon League Track and Field Championships again. Gerard Product, Colin Harden, he's a senior now. Thinking about that, he's already a senior. He won both the 100 and 400 meter hurdles. Crestview's Dominic Perry wins the shot put. We like when local kids go to Youngstown and do well, and they just don't do well. They do
No,
dominating.
they kill
well.
it. That's 7 in a row for the girls, 2 in a row for the guys.
Yes.
Hey, this shot putting it in, whatever that is, liters or meters or whatever, it doesn't help the old timers.
no.
I need to see that in feet, guys. I'm sorry.
I know they do everything in meters. I know that. I understand that. But for us too.
Yeah. We need it
know
in
inches.
the parentheses and stuff. Yeah, we need inches or feet or yards or something.
And on the girls' side, Miss Bowers has been unbelievable from East, winning 100 and a 200. Aaron Bogard set a new YSU record in the pole vault. That's unbelievable. Sammy Dyson in the women's shot put. Just great in all areas. Jumps, throws, relays, sprints, hurdles, distance. It doesn't matter what YSU men and women are there. What a great job by the staff there at YSU. Congratulations for a job well done. And finally, King football just came out. YSU schedule for 2021. We'd be remiss not to say Michigan State game number 2. Incarnate Ward is the kick.
Yeah, I come across Incarnate Ward a few times when I'm checking games on. They
were
play,
3-3 in the spring.
and they'll play. They're not afraid to play.
No, they're 3-3 in the spring.
So I got to figure they're decent.
Yes, they are. It's not a 90-0 game. Let's put it that way. It's not like that.
No.
Missouri Valley opens up September 25th against Western Illinois. The two teams they are not playing are South Dakota and Illinois State, which are two they could have won. So that means their schedule is loaded.
Yeah, they had 4.
That's what it means.
4 of the final 8.
Yeah, South Dakota State's playing the finals. Yeah, they're
I just heard these guys raving about their quarterback. They said he's not a redshirt freshman; he's a freshman. Mm-hmm. And when Ewards raving about you,
right.
he knows the position.
Yeah, what happens is North Dakota State and South Dakota State have become, because of their facilities, have become a powerhouse with quarterbacks and with skill positions. And then they bring in the linemen off of transfers, just a runaway freight train. I remember when YSU had the best facilities in the conference. Now South Dakota State has blown by them.
Boy, indoor facilities just.
That tells you how good South Dakota State is, yes.
Yeah, and it matters. I mean, these kids.
Oh, no, it matters a lot.
It's the bling, Mm-hmm. Like I heard something, I was reading about the Oscars or something. I didn't see a movie or a minute of the presentation. They were talking about what they gave them in their bags. Now, if those guys are still impressed by it, what's an 18-year-old kid going to do when he sees the video board or the locker room, the lounge? I mean, it matters.
It matters everything. And when you take a basketball, I know a lot about because that's what we coached. And when you take them into the video room, and it has laid back seats, leather seats, everything is top notch. That is a selling point for any place for kids when they come in for their visit.
Yeah, LSU football, they have sleeping pods.
Yes.
In there.
So you gotta know.
But you're going to keep up with Alabama.
Oregon was the first one
Yeah.
that hit that home with what Phil Knight is his name.
They said the stinking coaches couldn't get in the training room. Like there was a code or something. You know how computer savvy we are.
Yes.
We'd have been outdoors.
Yeah.
We'd have been, let me in.
We'll tell you how important it is. Alabama has just released a contract. It's called The Advantage that tells you how we're going to brand you, not brand the team, how we're going to brand you individually to make you a lot of money. George, this name, this thing, it is out of this world, way past what we can imagine.
No,
it's hard for us to believe that will not.
Well, the IRS is going to.
That will not help the.
No, I think rich get richer.
Team.
I
think so too.
I say it all the while because the rich get richer.
I believe it too.
I was also thinking maybe somewhere like Columbus, not that they need any help. I'd say Pitt because of the size of the city. There should be a lot of corporate.
If they care enough, though. So we see.
Well, you got to go shake it. I think Duquesne just hired a guy to do just that. I think Pitt's got to get on the ball, and in other words, make their kids visible to the corporate sector. That is one advantage they have that they don't use at all.
Yeah, for me. I'm because I don't know enough about this, but I'm saying I don't know if Pitt can say to a kid, "Listen, you come here." And the car dealership's going to get. We're in Ohio State. I'm guarantee you.
Yeah, but there's bigger things. Like Pitt is a corporate center.
Well, I know that.
You got Blue Cross Blue Shield. You got UPMC. Well, if they don't, then I
don't think they care.
Then they have no chance. If they don't take advantage.
No, I
of
think
this,
Pitt cares. I don't think the corporate world will that make them. How will that help them?
Well, UPMC is the biggest building in the town.
Right.
And you know what the U and the P is for.
Yes.
So if they don't, then they never have a chance.
Gotcha.
In other words, what I'm saying, we just look at them and think 8-4 automatically. We never give them a shot. We never
I think it's impossible.
Like Ohio State, I think 11-1 every year.
Well, I don't think Pitt can go. I think 8-4 is tremendous year.
Yeah.
And I'll say it again. Why? They're not a national recruiter.
No.
They've always lived off of
Whip you.
the great players around them, and it's not there anymore.
No, I agree.
So there's no chance. When somebody says Pitt, it's not like it was in 1970.
No, I have a 9-3 this year just because I think
that's a great year.
And I think they're loaded. But if you said Ohio State 9-3, they go, Day's getting fired.
But they got the
every
national.
Well, how about the
$100 million? That's what I'm saying. There's no comparison. It's like talking apples and oranges.
No, that's what I'm. And I just think that it's going to. I think it's going to make the rich richer,
so do I.
and the poor. I think you're going to see the D1s, the group of 5. I think they're going to be playing now, in 5 years.
So do I.
Yeah, and there will be no money. There will be no money
true.
to be made because the big boys are only going to play each other.
Yeah, the NCAA is really going to be pushed out by this Power 5.
I agree with you. Hey, let's talk NBA. You know, it's funny. You always see people's real image when there's either stress, some type of adversity. You know, this thing, man, they love this 7-8 winner in. Loser plays 9-10 winner. Man, they loved it. Old LeBron loved it till LeBron was in it.
Yeah.
Now, on Doncic the same way. When they, all of a sudden, Cuban didn't like it because they were in it.
Right. That's what happens. You know.
How bad?
Until you're involved in it. That 7, 8, 9, 10 thing for.
Hey, let's talk about that. You know what that's got a chance of being? It might be the best basketball you can see that early. We may have Nets, Wizards, Lakers, Warriors.
Oh, I think you will.
How about that for a start?
I think it is, but I don't think Golden State's good enough to beat the Lakers when they're healthy.
Oh no, if they're healthy, they're
That's
not.
what I'm saying, and I don't think the Wizards are good enough to beat the Nets. So,
but
it
they've
sounds
given them,
good.
you know. But I'm
they
saying
played decent against them all year.
Yeah,
but
well,
like
before
you
the
said, they
game.
have not had their team.
No, and then 7 games. And
the NBA is going to build it up. I understand that.
Yeah.
They have to build it up.
Well, it's not. But what I'm saying, it's not even the tournament. It's a play-in. That's like a guy said the other day. Don't forget, he said that's not the tournament.
Yeah, I get that, but
You don't think they have any chance?
No chance. I saw it happen last night. when Davis wants to play.
Oh, I saw
No,
it.
it's a joke. I've been telling you this all along.
It was
you know, that part I can't get through your head.
No,
That-
because I think it's going to be different this year. I don't think they're going to win it.
If they want to play.
But see, if they don't win it, just make excuses. Say, well, LeBron
No,
was
no,
hurt.
but-
well, then there's no.
But
you
if they,
can't.
no, if he is hurt, they won't win.
But what I'm saying, that's all they're going to say if they don't.
But
win.
I don't know that. I'm just saying if I know if they're both healthy.
Oh, yeah. If they're all healthy,
I'll say you're right now. I don't care if they played all year.
Well, the
at
Nets
all.
are the ones. If all three of them are in there,
Same thing.
oh, I'm writing that off. I'm writing that off.
But that's the point I'm making.
But see, if they lose, they have the crutch.
I know that, but I don't want to hear no crotch.
Oh, I don't either. But they will say it.
Yeah, but they're wrong. They're wrong. Because I'm saying if they are healthy.
Oh no, I
they're
saw it.
winning.
I saw it last night. That was a joke. That was child abuse.
Yeah, he's just so much
He had
better.
41
He's
points.
just so much better, and and they played a good team. It's not like they played.
No,
a good
that was no. I agree with that.
Like
The
Golden State
Lakers-
without Curry. Who do they have out there that?
No. He's going to
You
get
saw him
40.
play.
He's going to get 40. I told you what I
You
saw.
saw
that.
Dallas do it to him. You said that.
I hope someone was watching, because I'm not a Carlisle guy, but he had the Dallas.
Right.
I mean, I don't see anybody doing anything but going under screens.
Yes.
And he hops back like it's. Now
It's a layup
that's
for him. It's a layup for him.
no, that's. I told you when I have against him, I like when he drives in, because he might miss it. If you let him back there,
He's gonna make every shot there. You're saying.
we'll make every shot. And that goofy Draymond, he gives him those little brush screens and.
Well, that's what he does well. He doesn't
Yeah.
care if he scores.
Hey, I saw one the other night, though. I got to tell you. Now, I'm skeptical now. I wasn't skeptical to the other night. Our boy Westbrook was doing, just killing it, like always. So they showed assists 8, 9, and 10 because it gave him a double, triple-double for the millionth time. Al, assist 10. He threw the ball to Beal on the left wing. He dribbled twice into the middle and jump-stopped and shot the ball.
That counts as an assist.
Yeah. So
I didn't know that either.
See, I didn't. I don't know that it should
You
have.
just taught me something.
But what I'm saying
I
is,
figured the guy put the ball on the floor
I
twice.
thought one. You get once, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
that's
what
what
I
I
figured.
thought. But anyhow, maybe they're being generous. Maybe it's the record. Maybe I don't know something.
I don't. I gotta
Because
admit.
I'll tell you this: that's no assist.
Yeah, not to me.
No, he got his own.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk. Luka thrown out. Now, last night was flagrant. He hit a guy in the area you don't hit
Right.
people. That didn't count as a technical.
I wonder
but
why that didn't count.
It was an ejection. I guess it was a flagrant too.
Okay, they don't call it the
But
same
anyhow, he was thrown out. The bottom line is he gets one more tee and he sits a game. Do you think he should try to get it so he doesn't sit in the playoffs? I know that sounds goofy.
I would do it.
So he sits a game
I
before the
said before the
playoffs.
playoffs.
That's what
I
I
would
thought.
do it.
I agree.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, then it's cumulative though. He has to be careful. The team that I told you all year that didn't play worth the darn, and I thought, well, maybe they'd catch it with a week or two. It's not happening.
No.
Boston, it's Celtics. They have to decide if they think it's Brad Stevens. If
I think they'll get rid of him. We always say they're not
they
gonna
can't all new team.
Yeah.
What do you think? Like he's a young guy, he'll get a job in a week.
in a second.
The message gets
I don't know
stale.
the reasons. I just think, you know what I've said. It's
You
on
don't
the
think
show.
they're that
I don't
good.
think they're
Yeah.
Tatum goes 53 one game and scores 16 the next.
Yeah.
Now if he scored like Steph does,
Yeah.
40 every game.
Yeah,
He doesn't
I had
do
Steph
that.
one night 3 for 17.
No, he doesn't. Yeah, that was only night of the
The
year.
only night of the year. I had him. Of
No,
course.
they have Tatum built up too high. He's 23 years old.
Yeah.
No, remember, somewhere along the line he's going to be great.
Yeah.
But he's inconsistent. Brown is inconsistent.
Yo, Brown's the
Walker,
one.
Walker's inconsistent.
You don't. Oh no, Kemba Walker. You don't know if you're getting 24
Yeah, so
or
they
12.
don't. They talk about how great
So
these
you just
players
think
are.
they're no good?
No, I know they're not. I can tell by their record.
They're barely over 500.
Yes.
I mean that's just ridiculous.
But I do believe that happens though.
Yeah.
That, especially in the NBA, they don't listen anyway.
No.
But they don't want to hear Brad Stevens.
No,
but I'll
they
say what, he's a general guy. So
Yeah. He's an analytics guy.
You know what I mean?
too.
Yeah,
he's
totally.
analytics,
So he
yeah.
fits every bill that they talk about in the NBA.
Yeah, and he'll, like you said, he'll get a job.
Mm-hmm.
Knicks are the surprise. You have to give them credit. I mean, then yesterday going in and beating the Clippers, that was
Nice for us.
they play the Lakers next. They only need one more win, Phoenix. We're going to get that.
Mm-hmm.
Records are much better in the West. We said if you compare
it's
fourth
don't
and
compare
fourth,
leagues.
if you compare
But the
fourth
Nets can
and
win
fourth.
them. But the Nets can beat any of them out there. So
Absolutely.
and
You know who they like?
Philadelphia has a chance too.
I have them and don't
Sixers.
think I have a chance. But when I listen to the experts,
Because Embiid's that good. That's what.
And then
of all the players
the guy
playing,
that came from the Clippers is going to have
Harris
to.
is good too.
He'll have to guard either.
You can't guard him.
LeBron.
So forget that. You can't guard
But
him.
he has. I mean, someone's got to guard Kawhi or.
But you can't guard him. You
'cause
have to outscore him.
if you
ain't
don't-
guarding him.
No, you have to outscore
That's the
the
thing in the
Nets
NBA.
for sure. The Nets, you can outscore them.
Yeah, that's what
You need 130.
that's what you have to try to do.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. Major League Baseball. Now, we've talked about it so much they don't want to hear it, so we'll just say it quickly.
I'll say it over and over.
70,000 no-hitters. A guy who's in his 7th team. What does that tell Al Campman?
It tells us they're on the end of the bat.
They're on a knob, everyone.
From the first inning to the 9th inning.
Taking that Herman Munster swing.
Doesn't care what the score is. There's nobody talking in the dugout saying, you know, he has no hitter in the 5th inning. No. Somebody want to break it up with a bunt? No. Does somebody want to break this thing
How
up?
about slapping that ball down the short? I looked the other day. I said, that was a double play ball. Well, there was no one covering second because everyone was in right field.
I was listening today on a fantasy show coming in, and in 2 minutes they had 9 different acronyms that I didn't know what. George,
Like velo and launch angle.
but I've heard those 2.
Okay.
I have not heard 9 that they mentioned. OGDD, OB. You know his improvement from last year.
Yeah.
He's right now 22nd in the league compared to 20. George, does it take numbers to tell you who can pitch, who can't pitch?
I can watch a guy can't pitch. He throws down the middle straight.
And I can tell guys who can't hit. There's a million of them. There's a million guys playing in Major League Baseball that can't hit.
Let's put this out there. This is our problem. We know we're old school. We get it. That's
I say
fine.
it all the
That's
time.
okay. You're allowed to be. But what I'm saying, here's my problem with them. Pirates.
Same problem. They don't change.
Detroit.
They don't change.
Your way's not working.
Yeah, the analytics.
See, I get it. I get the Yankees. They're starting to hit. Yankees are starting to
Yeah,
hit.
they would.
Yeah, but I'm saying Pirates.
But there's 20 of them.
Yeah.
There's 20 of them. This will say to you, the bottom line of all this analytic crap that try is the bullpens. If DeGrom is in the 7th inning and is pitching well and he's on 88
Which
pitches,
he usually does.
if you have Mariano Rivera to come in the game,
Get him in.
I'll bring him in too.
Yeah, I would.
They're bringing in some guy to hit the
Nelson,
bat.
Ozzie Nelson. They bring in Ozzie Nelson, the Yankees. Cole leaves with it. And the next thing you know, it's 3-3 in next inning.
We understand if the analytics says this guy's not fresh right now. We got a better guy to bring in. They don't have a better guy to bring in. No. And so what happens every game? I talked to my brother on the phone. He said, "You know how many games I've lost? I have the quality start. I have everything, but I never get a win out of it because the bullpen blows it every night."
My buddy, years ago, I was a little kid. I was a young guy, and my buddy used to pick us up and we'd get down the field and hit balls. And his son couldn't hit, but we'd have to let him hit,
Right.
because he brought it. And we'd hit. And I'd always be rooting for the Orioles, and the Yankees wouldn't be there yet. It'd be
Right.
July. And he'd tell me about the long season. And then with the Pirates, I didn't like the Pirates. And I used to bet against them, see. You'd be betting against that rotten starter. And then they'd bring in Jackson, Romo,
That was
and
when
Jacoby.
they were ahead of the time.
Yeah. And he would tell me, he'd go, now listen, don't forget you're betting that bullpen.
Yeah.
And I figured it
If they're
out.
tied after 6 innings,
You're
Pirates,
losing.
they used to win that game.
They won that game.
Well, that's Minnesota this year.
No, why'd you say that?
Minnesota every game is 4-3 or 2-1 in the 6th inning.
Yes.
And the game's over. It's Texas 7.
Yeah.
Minnesota 3.
No, I don't even, no, I wrote it off already.
Analytics.
Yeah, I wrote it off
These
already.
analytics drive
And you
me
know what else?
crazy.
I don't care who the Vikings drafted. Do not let me play them
You're
over.
funny.
No.
You're on the
I am-
Vikings in Oklahoma.
I
Hey,
every year. And I always tell them, do not let me pick Oklahoma on the Ohio show.
you know it's going to happen.
And don't
Oklahoma's
let me
They're
pick-
going to be raving about Oklahoma coming into the
Yeah, the
playoffs.
quarterback's back.
And then
all
they're going to
that.
play Clemson and get beat 47-7. And Riley's going to say, I thought our defense got better.
Yeah, our defense got better. How's that working, Rouse? How's that working? No. 6th inning starters. Now, here's my question. Here's another thing I want to ask them. I want to ask them, do they have an analytic for the double plays they don't get because the guy can't get to
Oh, you
second?
mean the guy playing right field?
Yeah, the guy playing right field can't cover
They
second.
don't know who's covering second.
That's right. Third baseman.
They don't
No,
know.
it's a third
They
baseman.
think they know.
Yeah. Now, here's the other thing, too. Why are they still getting hurt? If it's the premise is to get them healthy, right?
Yes.
Let me say this, people. Why are they always hurt?
They're always hurt.
They're always hurt.
I just don't know if the agents, I have to believe the agents are involved in saying, Joe, you got to sit out. You're not 100%. You have to sit out.
Also, too, let's take it. We have a buddy who's an agent. Football, but he's an agent.
He's an agent.
Now, guys like DeGrom, remember the old timers, Robin Roberts, Bob Feller, these guys. First of all, they wouldn't have come out of
They
the
won't
game.
let you come out.
But finishing the game was a badge of honor.
It was.
Just the antithesis today. The strikeout was a scornful. Today, nobody cares.
They want to strike out. They're happy to strike out.
Because only one out.
They're happy to strike out.
God bless.
So much. We just spent 10 minutes on our rant.
Yeah,
On the analytics that are running
they're running
baseball.
sport, not baseball.
Running sports.
Yes.
Guys that never played a day in their life.
Guys that know they had that boat, they get that little pocket protector so
They
they,
get a bow
don't
tie
get,
right here.
they don't get ink on their
They
shirt.
got a bow tie.
That's the guys.
They have this thing here.
They're making
and
the
they're
rules.
saying OCC is better than the TZD.
We don't have any idea what it is. No, but how about the injuries? Do you think the modern, like the fact that there is an MRI, you would have called it a
I'm
sore
guessing.
arm.
That has to be it.
And they're going to get that MRI and they're going to see, look at
got a
that
little
tendon.
damage there. You got a little
Okay.
damage there.
All right, so it is possible. Now, here's the other thing. The guy we don't like, 2 DUIs for us, puts you in a different class, Tony La Russa.
He should never be near
Falling
baseball.
asleep in the dugout the other day, basically. He fell asleep while he wasn't on.
Didn't know the ghost role.
Yeah.
He didn't know the role.
The ghost rule is known by anyone that's involved in baseball.
That's amazing. He didn't know that.
No, he
The
didn't.
guy at second base, he did not know.
How about he didn't admit it, though?
He did. He did.
Or he did admit it. I thought
that.
that was worse, I mean.
No, he admitted. He admitted. I didn't know the rule. You're Major League Baseball. There's some guy that has spent his whole life trying to become a manager in Major League.
Won't let him
That
in.
knows everything
Won't
and
let him.
anything.
Can't get it.
Tony La Russa, 76 years old,
Yep.
gets a chance.
Yep.
And the only reason he came back,
Yeah, because they're loaded.
he knew the White Sox were good.
They're loaded.
He wouldn't have come back.
No,
if
they're
the White
loaded.
Sox were
No,
good.
they're loaded.
Yes.
One more item. When we talk about YSU football, we always say there's proof. South Dakota State there again, 4 to final 8.
Yes.
The league is loaded, and the bottom line is Youngstown's going to have to pick it up because the league is not going to get worse.
No. YSU used to be one of those three teams.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what Coach Phillips was hired to do.
Yeah.
He was by Coach Tressel saying we need to get back to when they're talking about our league, they're saying, yeah, YSU, North Dakota State, that. And until that happens, you're going to stay in the middle of the pack.
In South Dakota State at one time couldn't win a D2
Same
game.
thing,
I heard
yes.
the coach talking to
Same
him.
thing, yes.
Hey, Zion's family. This is what I don't understand. They like to drop news on a Friday because it goes away over the weekend. My question is this. It comes out in open court. His family was getting $3,000 a month, $5,000 a month, whatever. What I'm saying is, all right, where's part 2? What is
Nothing.
Is the sport that corrupt?
It is.
that doesn't mean anything.
It is. We know Bill Self.
Why didn't they ask Kay?
When they wait.
Did you know Kay?
I know he knew. Well, I know.
I'm going to say you didn't know.
Yeah, so they're gonna back him up. Every coach might not know exactly. When I say he knew, I know he knew something. I don't know what he might not know the amount.
Yeah.
But he knows some Zion's driving a car is a little different than he used to drive.
Is the sport that dirty then?
Yes.
Okay, you answered.
I
the
know
question.
that. That's why the likeness thing. They like this because it's going above board. At least they're doing it now.
And then no one will know what's going on. Then you won't be able to question anything.
No, you can't question
He's
it.
working at Phil Fitz Ford, this guy. Okay.
Yes.
The quarterback. Okay. Obviously, these OTAs, they were all going to be virtual pretty much, and all of a sudden, a guy tears his Achilles, and all of a sudden now, the team is saying, you know what, that $10 million we owe you? We don't owe you because you didn't get hurt at our place.
You know, the interesting thing is I just heard this, that he's going to win this case easily because they said because of COVID we didn't want him back. We don't
Okay,
want you in.
so, but he needed
it's
an out.
coming out. He has an out now. Yes.
Okay, we got less than a minute. We have so much to talk about. We'll save it for next week. We just have to mention Baffert once again. 5th time this year caught cheating, 30-some times overall. He's looking for a second sample. He's doing the Lance Armstrong. He knew nothing about it.
Hands up. That's me. I thought Lance Armstrong was the most intrinsically good guy in the world. George looking. Yeah. So now I don't go. I know in my heart that Baffert's doing something.
And what I will say, here's what we'll say. We'll let you go on this, people. The other guys are cheating, and he's still beating them. What does that tell you?
Yes.
Thanks again for watching Bottom Line Sports. See you next week.